I welcome you all to this book launch, Nutrition, Obesity and Bariatric Surgery, which has been co-authored by my friend Dr. Sarfraz Jalil Beg and Dr. Aparna Mukhopadhyay. Anyway, we'll have a panel discussion on that. And I think I'll invite Dr. Sarfraz Jalil Beg to say a few words about his book. He's prepared a PowerPoint. So, Dr. Beg.
So thank you everyone for coming to this press release. So I have actually questioned like this so many times earlier. Why as a surgeon are you so interested in writing about nutrition for fat loss or what happens to patients after bariatric surgery? Why is it that you want to write about all this? And to answer that, I made this keynote so that I can communicate to everybody why I feel I should have written this book earlier and why this is the first book in India years back by somebody else. So it was long overdue. So this is how the book looks like from the front. Before I even start talking about why I wrote this book, I'll just tell you what we have been doing through bariatric surgery. And to say that I won't use words, I'll use pictures. So people who were on 120 units of insulin have gone off insulin, have lost weight like this, and people don't even recognize them anymore. They need a different passport. So diabetes, yes, it helps a lot in diabetes. People who walk in the clinic and they say that I'm very shy, I'm in my campus, but I don't get down because I don't like the feeling when people see me, I'm walking, I'm not comfortable. And then they become confident and they become the president of their campus. Somebody who's not here, but his father is here, and he will probably say, somebody who goes through a depression, and he's a doctor. And when you operate on him, and then you know what happens? He's out of his depression, and he is now pursuing ENT in Manipal? Right. So, you know, there's a change in these people, and the changes are so dramatic. This gentleman was going to go for a stent in his heart because he had a heart attack. And he was also a snorer, so he used to use a machine in the night for his sleep apnea. And after the surgery, he has now become an athlete. So no stent required, no operations for the heart required at his young age. Instead, it's just a makeover. Well, again, a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. This old lady, she was going to be operated for a knee joint, and her main heartbreak was that she thought, I would never be able to play golf again. She used to play golf. And then she said, forget it, I don't want to go for a knee transplant, I'd rather go for a surgery, bariatric surgery. And then I'll see, the family was saying, you must be crazy, at 70 years of age you want to go for a bariatric surgery for fat loss? She said yes. And then she got it done, and this is how she looks at one end of 1 year. And she won the Veterans Golf Championship. So that's what she did. This gentleman is a Tollywood actor. He used to be offered roles of a comedian all the time. And he said, I didn't like it. I am a guy who's got a Shah Rukh Khan inside me in the body of probably a comedian, but I am not. So this is how he looks like, and he gets more meaty and character roles nowadays. It's not only that these people change. They are so confident, they make it to the fashion show. This was a fashion show that we organized in Calcutta Swimming Club recently, where the patients have undergone bariatric surgery have walked the ramp with club members and myself, and this is how they look. So what am I saying here? Am I just trying to tell you that bariatric surgery is so great? Am I advertising for bariatric surgery? Am I hard selling it? Well, no, not exactly. What I'm saying is, when dieting doesn't work or it is difficult for people to lose weight, it's not the end of the road anymore like it used to be a couple of decades back. Right now you have an option, and when nothing works, you can use bariatric surgery. So not that it is the first option, but keep it as an option. And dieting, with all apologies to Hina here, and I'm sure when Hina is going to sit down with me on the panel, she's going to lambast me when I say this, that dieting has its own limitations. And last year, Alison Fildus published a paper in the New England Journal of Medicine where she saw more than 1.5 lakh people followed for 9 years, those who were interested in losing weight through dieting and exercises. And when their BMI was 30 to 35, the chances of their coming to a normal BMI was 8%. And when their body mass index was 40 and above, which means a severely obese person, the chances was 0.1%, which was 1 in 1200 people actually came to normal BMI when their body mass index was more than 40. What does it mean? It simply tells you that if you are severely obese, dieting and activity is probably not doing enough. And there are plenty of scientific reasons for it which we'll not talk about. However, there is a caveat. And the caveat is that bariatric surgery is a means to an end. In no way it is an end to your means. It doesn't mean it's a shortcut to health. You will still have to persist with a good diet and a good lifestyle. That's the bottom line. And therefore, when I say this, obesity is a nutritional disease, Hina, I think you agree with me that obesity is a nutritional disease. Surgery is just a small part of the program. Hina wants to say something right now, right? Yeah. It's okay. But would you like... Okay, so I'll continue. So bariatric surgery just makes you, I always give this example, there's a weak student in the class and that student has to come up, you give him some grace marks. It's like that. You just give somebody a grace mark to come up to a particular place from where you can compete. So bariatric surgery is just a one way of looking at things where you make it more easy for the person to maintain weight. The most important thing with bariatric surgery, and that is what I am going to communicate and emphasize. If there's only one slide that I want you to know, is that Vasudha is here, Piali, Sneha, these are my nutritionists, and they have been trained by me for nutrition after bariatric surgery. And that the reason is that I feel whenever you do something like a bariatric surgery, unless you have nutritionists to take care of these people for the rest of their lives, you're not doing good service. And if you do not incorporate nutritionists in your program, you're not doing good service. And I'm sure there's so many nutritionists sitting there, and they know me and they're smiling. So what we need to do is we need to realize in India at the moment, we have 10,000 surgeries per year. Now it's increased to 20,000 in a year in this year. Now already it's going to hit 20,000. In the States, they do about 5 lakh surgeries annually. So it's every day, every year you find number of people in the society increasing. And unfortunately do not know much about bariatric surgery, many of them. And the bariatric surgeons, almost all of them, know nothing about nutrition. So here is my point. If as a surgeon, when you do bariatric surgery, and you do not have a knowledge about the nutrition, and if your nutritionist doesn't have any knowledge about bariatric surgery, how is it that you're going to help your patients? And therefore, to bridge the gulf, you need to get the nutritionist and the surgeons together. And therefore, this is what I think will help. The first book in India, which will talk about the nutrition, the obesity, what works in obesity, and what should be done for patients who have undergone bariatric surgery. And this book should be read, I feel, from the bariatric surgery point of view. The surgeon should read it and the nutritionist should read it. So I think, Rajan, maybe I may have communicated why I feel that this book is an important book for everybody who is in the field of obesity.
I mean, why do you think of writing this book in the first place? So it's very unlikely.
Right, true. So the humorous answer to this question is that I have nothing else to do in the mornings. So I write a book. On a serious note, as I said,
your morning must be starting at 3 a.m. because 7 a.m. I see you in the morning.
Yeah, I have early mornings.
And I completely agree that there are patients who don't do well with dieting. But it's not about dieting, it's about nutrition. A lot of times obese people have nutrition imbalances, and when you correct it, you see changes in them. But of course, when you become become morbidly obese, or you can't manage your sugar, you would need bariatric surgery indeed.
Right.
Any information is valuable, and this book is valuable to each one of us, because obesity is it's like an epidemic today.
There are parts of the book which deals with basic nutrition and what are the kinds of macronutrients and micronutrients we need, and the kind of deficiencies that are happening in obese people and why is it happening in them. The science behind why these nutritional deficiencies are happening and what can be done to improve the diet of these patients, so that with supplements and everything, so that they do not end up with long-term nutritional deficiencies.
I have seen ma'am for long years now, and I don't think your body weight has changed even an ounce. What is the secret of your maintenance of body weight? What is your secret?
Dance and discipline, I think, and of course discipline also includes food and what I eat. Yes, as you said, the willpower. Initially it's willpower and then it becomes a habit. You don't have to apply it. And then the food you don't take for some time, you don't even want it after a while. I mean, somewhere like I don't like fried food anymore, because I gave it up when I felt I should. And I've been dancing for the last 61 years. So dance itself is a huge exercise. And yes, if you don't know what is actually a nutritious diet is, you have to take the help of a specialist.
Good evening to all. It is a great subject, nutrition, obesity, and surgery. And India is following the USA. Now, India is becoming the second to USA in obesity. And every day we listen to that obesity. And myself. Okay, please.